Welcome back to the Cuzn Collective. I am your girl Monay.
And I am your girl, Capree.
And we are back again with another episode.
Yep, we back, y'all.
Thank you guys for joining us again and sticking with us. I think we got one new subscriber again since last
Thank
time.
you. Thank
So
you.
thank you guys so much for your support
Yes.
and rocking with us.
Yes, honey. This this YouTube life is real. But we're out here just trying to
Keep it real.
share our experience and our views with people, and that's all it is. So that's it. That's all.
Today I want to start off by asking a question that I think might ruffle some feathers, but hey, right? Do you think that it is possible to be friends with the opposite sex without being intimate? Not the sipping, though.
So the 20-year-old me would have said, yeah, I know that because I've said that. Absolutely, you can be friends. But as I was thinking about this the other day and today, I was like, what guy have I had that type of connection with that I could actually give that response to, that I've actually had that best friend connection with, that we both weren't intimately attracted to each other? I can say, how we used to be in school. Oh, that's my best friend. That's my big brother. But that only was on the bus in school. That's it, right? But when you really think about it, if you have a male best friend, you identify sexually in the same way, say both homosexual or both heterosexual or whatever, and you guys are really like friends, best friends, you guys talk, you share your, you share your life with this person. I don't see as an adult how that could not, even if it's one person, make someone feel attracted. Because don't you want that in your relationship? Don't you want your mate to be your best friend? Like, that is like the best foundation to have to start a relationship, to move into marriage. And I'm not saying that there aren't people out there. I'm just saying I don't believe it can happen. And for this statement to be true, neither of you can have at any point felt attracted to the other one in that moment, in that romantic way. So I just feel like if we're best friends and our relationship is that good, unless I'm not even gonna say physically attracted, because again, we talked about this before. You can be with someone who typically doesn't fit your aesthetic, but once you get to know them, they are, again, the most beautiful person in the world. So I just would find it hard to believe that I would not be attracted to want to move into another a next level relationship with my bestie if we, it's hard for me to believe that, to conceive that. So now I don't believe that men and women can be just friends. I don't believe. I'm not saying that they have to act on it, but I'm saying somebody along the line probably wanted more, but didn't want to mess up the friendship, because you hear that a lot. So I feel at some point somebody's attracted to somebody, even if they don't tell you.
Do it have to be just best friends, or do you think they could be friend? Like, okay, because my perspective is a little different. Because
I guess if I'm thinking about best friend, I think about friends. Like, I guess it depends on how deep the questions got to go. I'm gonna say, for me, I'm talking from a best friend standpoint. If it's someone that you socialize with here and there, okay, yeah, absolutely, because you're not typically that close. Like someone you're close to, I don't feel like, even if you don't feel it, that don't mean that they don't feel it. And that don't necessarily mean that you got to know. They may not, because you may be in another relationship, so they may just be obviously, thankfully respecting your relationship. People do go through that. They watch the person that they want to be with somebody else because they don't want to mess with the relationship.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like maybe a friend as in, have I had guy friends, probably people I used to work with or stuff like that? Yeah. You keep it light, but people that you are actually from, man, that you're friends with, because when you hear this, I usually think about people, a closeness, someone that comes around, someone that's a support to you, whatever. Yeah, no. At some point, there's got to be an attraction, whether it's acted upon or not. There's got to be an attraction. I just feel like that. That's what I'm sticking to.
I don't 100% disagree with you. I'm just trying to think, because over time, yes, I prefer, like I said, I prefer male friends over female friends.
Yeah.
But even as a married woman, I like to kick it with the fellas more than women because of the drama.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't personally have a male friend that I talk to every day, call every day, whatever. Over the years, I have had a male friend who was like in the friend group, if you will. Like, let's say in college, it was a group of like 6 or 7, 8 of us maybe. And there were 2 guys in the group that was a part of that clique. Like, they did everything with the girls like we did. They always came around. We all talked on the phone together. We all text the same. Like, there wasn't really a distinction between the friendship with the guys and the girls, I personally wasn't attracted to neither one of the guys in the group. Do I know if they were? I don't know. Never saw signs of it. And I mean, like up until a couple years ago, we still would get together, even as me being married. CJ knew about them and everything. I think I even connected him in one of them, So I don't know. That's why I'm like on the fence, right? Because when me and CJ first got together and I told him about one of the guys specifically who I kept more in contact with after I left Central, he did not like it. He was like, you can't be friends with a dude and with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, his mind automatically went to attraction, intimacy, whatever. But I'm like, I don't have nothing to hide. He don't have nothing to hide either. Let me connect y'all. Y'all can be cool too. Like, he got a wife, and I knew his wife at the time and was cool with her and everything.
I think it's different.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm on the fence because I mean, like, if it's just like
I'm not saying it's different as just because they're married, because married people cheat too. But I'm just thinking of I think in my mind, I'm thinking about 2 single people.
Okay.
And maybe, maybe you do end up in a relationship with somebody along the way. I'm not thinking more of, you being a woman and y'all having a general, for me, I'm thinking of a real like a best friend, like you best friends with your best friend, with the man that instead, that you guys identify the same, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like that.
I see how it can get to that point. Cause like you said, yes, you do build that friendship with, or you want to build that type of friendship with someone before you become in a relationship with them. So I can I can see your point also, right? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't,
It's
it's
a possibility that it
but
can
I
happen.
do think that men and women can be friends on a surface level. Like,
Like
If
I'm
you're
not
in a,
calling him, telling him my deep, darkest secrets.
yeah, and then especially if you're in a relationship, like you
Yeah.
said, because I'm the same way. Like I said, it's less drama, And growing up, I had more guy friends than girlfriends, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I wanted to be with any of them because I didn't. They were just cooler to hang around. They like to laugh and be down to earth, and that was just what I was used to. Plus, I grew up with boys, so I was just, more into being around that type of environment. But if you I don't know. I just feel like once it gets to a certain level of friendship, it's like they somehow someone starts to look differently at the other person.
Yeah, I can see that.
Again, whether they, and I'm gonna say it don't even have to be a deep relationship. I had a friend that I was attracted to, and then I found out they were in a relationship. I never told them to this day. And now they're married, and they'll never know. And those who know, and those who don't, is what it is, what it is. So it's like I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
mean, like I said, I could see it easily happening. But there are people who really just truly believe that females and males cannot or should not. Like women should be friends with just women, men should be
No.
friends with just men. I personally just don't believe that.
Yeah. No, I don't believe that you just need to stick with your guy. But it's like I do
with
believe
your
that
kind.
I believe that, like, especially if you're in a relationship, you have to keep it. You have to, because you can, if you are that close with the person of the opposite sex, sometimes that can open doors that to places that you don't want it to open to.
Yeah.
You starting to share things and sharing weaknesses in your relationship to where they can come in and be that strength.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, but I do think, yeah, you can hang out with, whatever, and keep it cute. That's it. But on a bestie level,
Yeah. I can see that, yeah. Yeah.
especially if you have a relationship with other people, because let's be real, no one has a perfect relationship. Everyone has a relationship that's flawed. There's things that you are looking for from that person in your relationship, and to have someone to come in, that's how people end up becoming uncoupled.
Yeah.
Because then there's this person that gives you what it is that you feel you've been missing.
Yeah.
That maybe not intentionally, and then that's how things, emotional cheating happens, and then it just spirals sometimes out of control. And so I feel like,
Yeah. I can see, yeah, if it's that deep, yeah. Because nobody that I know from a male side do I talk to like that.
yeah, that's why I
About
said
like the deep.
right, like on a bestie level,
Yeah.
like there's no one that I had to think about that thing. Like, yeah, it can be friends with me, but it's
Yeah.
just like,
I
but
had one,
have I? Huh?
but
Mm-hmm.
disclaimer is we dated
So
before.
that don't work.
So that doesn't work because I thought we could still be cool like that, like real tight. And here I am, like, yeah, this is my bestie because we still were friends.
Mm-hmm.
But truthfully, on his end,
Mm-hmm.
it was more than that for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, being that tight, yeah, probably not. No.
I had my ex reach out to me not too long ago. So annoying.
Your facial expressions today.
Girl, it's so annoying when you tell people to leave you alone and they don't. But that was it. I thought we could be friends. No, we can't,
Yeah.
because you'll never respect that boundary, just like you're not respecting the fact that I asked you to stop messaging me and trying to contact me to ask me the same questions over again.
Yeah.
So you want more, I don't.
Mm,
And I'm trying not to be nasty, but you get on my nerves.
yeah.
I don't know how many different ways to say leave me alone.
Yeah. So from a best friend level, probably not. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Probably.
that's an interesting. It's just interesting. Like I was like, I had to really think like, who have I had that I could actually prove that? Like for me personally, how can I agree with something when I surely can't I can't prove that. But what I do know is that you see it a lot, you know. I just saw somebody on TikTok, they just got married. They were just like, we were such good friends. And the best friend ended up not married, engaged. The best friend, the guy, took her out to celebrate something. I don't know if it was a birthday or whatever she thought she was celebrating. He ended up proposing to her. I mean, it's so sweet, but it's just like,
Oh. I mean, I
okay,
can see
best
it.
friend.
I truly can see it. So, do any of y'all out there literally have? I mean, because I personally have not experienced it to that level, like a best friend, and we strictly were just best friends of the
Platonic.
opposite sex. So, have you guys out there ever had a best friend of the opposite sex with the same sexual orientation? Because I do think it's easier when you're not attracted to each other,
Right.
the same sex. Um, so the same sexual orientation. Have you been best friends and like neither one of y'all have seen any signs of any attraction? You never felt nothing like. Has anybody ever experienced that? Because I would,
Any
but then you
signs
don't
don't
even
even
know.
matter. Signs don't matter. I
You don't
never
even
gave
know what the other
signs. I
person
never
was.
gave signs.
Yeah, yeah.
So how you gonna know?
You can hide it. Yeah,
How
because you
you gonna
did
know?
say.
Because I wasn't gonna be disrespectful. You just get
Yeah.
over it. Signs don't matter.
So what do y'all think? How about it? Because
It's hard to
yeah,
prove.
you can do it without
Yeah.
showing it. I mean, you can do it and then have feelings and not show it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think you're right on that. No, I do agree with you on that from a best friend level. Yes.
Hmm.
I do.
Otherwise, just keep it surface. You
Yeah,
know, a friend slash, but associate level. You
yeah,
know, like we get together, keep it moving, have fun, whatever. But it's not you know,
yeah.
bestie, 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 bestie.
I'm not calling you crying when something's wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, no.
yeah. I agree. I agree. When you break it down like that.
Girl. All right. So what you got next?
So, how do you guys feel about, or have you ever been that friend that people come to you only for support or for you to pour into them, but they don't seem to come to you to just kick it, have fun, be the fun friend. You only seem to be in their pocket when they need you.
Mm, mm.
Have you ever been that friend, on the receiving end? Or, and how do you feel about that? Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I have not been that friend because I treat all my friends equally. I come to all of them. I've come to all of them for money.
You stupid.
I spread it around.
Not what you.
But no, like I think I have a balanced relationship with all of my friends. I would say I think that I can say that you see that more in family though. You have, you know, you have family who you don't hear from unless they need something from you, which is crazy. It's like you don't realize how you make someone feel when all you do is call them when you need them, whether it's monetary or not. Like, and then on top of that, to not even be there for them when they need you. Mm, mm, mm.
I'm just saying.
But because that happens in friendships and relationships, you know. I couldn't be in a friendship like that. First of all, I'm broke, so everybody know not to ask me for nothing. I'm in what they call in between blessings.
Stupid, man.
But yeah, I've not experienced that, but I don't know that I would, if that became a pattern with someone, that like, girl, you can't invite me to go hang out or whatever. Then it's like, so if that's the case, is okay. So here I go being a little trying to pull back a layer. So if you are not saying this is right, because it's still not fair and it's not right to go to your friend only when you need something. But if they're not inviting you out for something, that's another thing that raises the eyebrow. Like, why? Kind of goes back to what you were saying in a previous episode. Is it because you don't play well in the sandbox? You know, yeah. I know we have different friends for different things, but still, like, that quality time is important, because how else are you building if you're only with me because of what I can do for you?
Yeah,
that's not friendship. You're a leech. You're a leech.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes it might be still masked with, like, we're gonna get together, let's go to, no, just come over, we're gonna come over. And then, like, when you come over, it turns into a daggone therapy session.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have to be monetarily you asking me for something. Like, it always turns into a therapy session for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever get to express, or every time we come together, it's, again, a therapy session. There's no fun times. There's no conversation about nothing, you know. Right. It's always a conversation that turns into being about you fixing your problems and what you got on your plate.
Mm-hmm.
Those type of friendships are, again, like the last episode, draining. They're very draining when you can't just have a good time, or you don't look at me as the person to have a good time with. I'm just your on-call therapist.
Mm-hmm. Safety net. Mm-hmm.
Right.
The dependable
or your loan officer.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And like you said, sometimes you just want to have conversations about absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Like, just random whatever, laugh, foolery. And it's like, don't we live in a world where it's just too much going on anyway? And it's just like, I don't know.
Or even relatable conversations.
Relatable.
Like, two moms. We can come together and we can talk about mom stuff.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it doesn't always have to be a girl, you know,
it ain't gotta be heavy all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it can be relatable conversations that are real, you know.
Yeah.
But again, I just cannot take it whenever it's their therapy session only all the time. Yeah. And we never have. I'm not the one that you want to come have fun with, take pictures with, kick it with, go on trips with. It's unbalanced.
Yeah. Especially if there's no just cause for that. Still not condoning the other part, but I don't want to be your bank or your therapist, but you don't want to. I don't want to be that anyway. But then if your reasoning for never inviting me to actually be a friend to you, or with you, not to you, but with you, enjoy the fringe benefits that come along with having friends. If there's something that bothers you about me, then that needs to be discussed. Mm-hmm. But if it's just because this is how you are, no. And I mean,
that's leech behavior, like you said. It's just straight leech behavior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is not cool, because you're a user, an opportunist. And that goes for family and friends. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see me shaking my head hard, like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That kind of friendship is draining. And once again,
bye.
Walk away.
Bye.
Walk away. So have you ever experienced that?
with someone doing that to me?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm broke.
You don't have
No, I was
to.
playing. No, I was playing. Yes, absolutely though. I have experienced the therapy part because I think that's just, well, not the leaving out though, but I was like the problem solver. That's just naturally who I am as a person. So that, I think that kind of, you know, helps gravitate me towards certain people. But not anyone using me and only using me when it's beneficial for them. Mm-mm. But definitely, like you said, the therapy part, the heaviness, and it can be draining sometimes.
Yeah.
I've had it to where I was there for them, but they weren't there for me type situation.
So yeah, I was about to ask that. So what about the
Yeah.
ones that, you're the strong person and they never check to see if you're
I'm
okay?
okay.
And I'm not talking
That
about just a hey, how you doing kind of
Mhm.
text message or something. Like literally,
Mhm.
how are you doing?
And care to know what's going
Yeah,
on.
because I'm one of them strong people for people. And it is, I mean, I can count on my fingers. Literally, I would say people that I've met more recently care about how I'm doing more than people I've had in my
Girl,
for a long
now
time.
how about the people you meet on Facebook? I have some people that I've met just in my groups that have been more supportive than not just my friends, but even some family.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say not my friends, because honestly, my friends have always been there. My true friends have always been there. So I don't have no qualms with my friends. But I've had people in my past that just were, surface with me but want me to get deep with them.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
like,
Your strong friends need a friend too sometimes, I mean,
they'll be
yeah.
like, hey girl, how you doing, girl? Let me tell you real quick. But look, hold on. I had a friend one time where I remember calling her, and I was just so upset about something, stressed out about something. And I just needed to vent. That's all. Because I'm pretty good about resolving my own issues. Sometimes I just needed a vent. And I called her to vent, and I'm just going in talking. And she's like, wait a minute, girl. Wait a minute. I was watching TV. What you say? I was like, all right, I'm going to holler. And from that point on, I fell back. Mm-hmm. That's what she said. Whatever it was so bad that I was in my car on one of my part-time breaks from a part-time job. I had to call. And I'm sitting here talking, thinking you're listening. And then you're like, girl, wait a minute. I was just watching this on TV real quick. Now repeat that. And when you venting, you
don't remember nothing you said because
you gotta get that out, and they gotta experience that in the moment. And it's like, so it's like if you don't catch it in the beginning, it's just like it's nothing. It don't even matter no more.
Yeah.
But and then like, no, it don't matter no more. Right. So I had to learn myself to not be so available for people when it comes to that part. Because yeah. Especially when it wasn't not saying you sit here trying to count the number of times, but it's like when you start realizing it, then that's too much. Because we have been friends for a minute, and it's just like, but it took that long for it took that moment for me to realize and reflect. Sometimes it takes a moment, an instance, for you to reflect and start thinking about, because sometimes issues in your friendship aren't so visible.
Yeah.
So in that situation, in that moment, that made me start to think back like, oh wow, you don't know sometimes when you just don't know. Sometimes you don't realize that you got issues in your friendship because sometimes it's covered by so much the fun. and the enjoyment of the relationship. And sometimes that's why people end up in relationships so long, friendships so long, because they really do enjoy the person, but it's like, is this really healthy? Is it still healthy?
Like those conversations where you're like, let's say that they do give you the platform to express yourself, but then it's like you could tell that they're waiting, like, ready, set, go. And as soon as you stop, here they go with their stuff. And it's like, what the heck? Can I have a moment?
Right.
Those type of friendships too. It's like, you know what? You just here for the fun. Like, I'm just gonna put you in the fun corner,
Like they're trying to low-key rush you to get through it so they can
talk and jump in, like double dutch. It's really sad because people these days really do not care about how another person feels. People are selfish. Like I said, people who have come into my circle more recently show that they care more than some people that you would think would, who have been in my life forever. You know what I'm saying? It's only a small portion who's been in my life forever that actually seem to really care.
Yeah.
Real. And when you're that strong person to so many people, you need somebody there to listen to you too.
Just like I tell people, therapists need therapists. Can you imagine having that type of job?
No.
Taking on all of that energy from someone
every day, all
day, all types of
not
people,
having an outlet, girl.
all types of life, child. But yeah, I've had some friendships that had to end for various reasons, but it wasn't. I've never had anyone that I can't recall. Well, I mean, again, other than if it was, I've never had anyone that I can remember that just used me for what they could get from me, and to turn around and exclude me from the other part of their life. But I've definitely been the strong friend in a relationship, and I don't know.
I think sometimes it's not done, the second part, being a strong friend and people not necessarily checking in on you. I don't think that it's always done intentionally.
Yeah.
I think because people feel you're the strong person, that they sometimes forget that you go through things too, because you are always strong, or you put on this strong face, right? Yeah.
And I've been told that, oh girl, you strong, you'll get through it.
Yeah. And it's so funny because you know me personally, like I'm such a tender person, but I do put on like this superwoman costume. So yeah, sometimes it really gets like tough because it'd be like, I mean, I know I got you, like I'll be like, look, girl, you my because yeah, it gets tough being the strong person because naturally I'm tender at heart. So it will be a lot of stuff that may bother me, but I just go around pretending like.
Now I'm gonna say no more. I don't do that because I can't. There are certain things that you absolutely have to do to keep that centeredness. You absolutely have to do. If for me, I know when something bothers me, if I wake up the next day and it's still on my mind. If I wake up the next day and it's still on my mind, or I have that feeling in my gut where I just feel that ball of nervous energy, I have to talk about it. Because otherwise it's just gonna fester, and then it's gonna come at the wrong time. Or I'm gonna get real petty and it's gonna be unnecessary because so I definitely a lot of stuff doesn't really bother me though, but if something really does, like truly, or if I feel like it's something that person needs to know because their way that they are being may affect someone else, then okay. But I can't. And you got to, you're gonna have to learn to, like, you can't be afraid to protect yourself. because that's essentially what we do. And I used to do that. I used to keep things in a lot, you know. I used to we had this one little friend type person that used to just come at me all the time, and I would just let it happen until one day I exploded.
Yeah, and girl, that's me. Like,
And
I
I'm
will
like,
be holding it in until one day I just blow up, and then everybody be looking at me like,
what's wrong with her? She just asked you if you wanted salt on your fries. Bitch, I ain't asked no damn stuff. I ever asked you for some salt? No, because back in 1995, when I was see,
girl, now I have not. Now I will say that I have not done that in a
I
very,
have.
very long time. But I will tell you the times that I have done that,
Mm-hmm.
because again, I am so tender when I'm finished, I
Mm-hmm.
be feeling terrible.
Like that you did it?
Heck yeah.
No.
I be telling CJ like, why can't I just not care? Like, I get it all out, and then afterwards I'll be like, dang, I kind of feel bad. But then I don't, like, because I feel better, right? But I
Right.
be kind of feeling bad for the person on the receiving end. But I mean,
They
you
did it
probably
to you.
deserve it, right? But I still, girl, I battle with that so badly. Like, my heart be like pulling at me, like, take care of you and get it out. Yeah, but then I'll be like, dang, I
But
can't.
that's why you gotta. That's why you gotta hit. You have to get stuff out when it happens. You can't. I mean, you don't have to be like it's 5:43 right now. If you said something to that really disturbed me, that don't mean I gotta handle it by 5:50. It could be the
Yeah,
next day or the next 2 days within the next week, but you definitely have to handle it before you guys continue. Because if you did something or said something to bother me, and then I continue to talk to you, I'm not invested like
yeah,
I should be in
yeah.
that relationship,
Like
because
fake.
yeah, I'm
Color.
being fake because this is bothering me, and but I'm still trying to put on this front like we're
Mm-hmm.
okay and we're not. And then you don't know that you know, because sometimes, you know, a lot of times people don't. Now some people sometimes in that situation with the friend in one of our little circles from back in the day, I feel like maybe she didn't know. I don't know. I want to say that she knew that she was one of those people who would try to force feed you stuff. She would try to and if you didn't agree with her, then she wants to pounce. She was one of those type of people. And she also would be upset with somebody else. She was one of those people that misplaced frustration. So you gonna catch it even if you ain't had nothing to do with it. And in that moment, we I was like, I'm a grown ass woman. We're done. And I literally lost it on the phone. I lost it and I went off. AWWWWF. I went off. And I didn't feel bad. And then I sent an email. I did not, I
Not
did not,
follow up though.
just follow up. I did not feel bad for any of it. But what I learned was this has been going on for too long. And just because these are your friends, no matter how close you are, I tend to protect your feelings just because I don't want to rock the boat. But I'm like, I had to learn, like, no,
You gotta protect yours.
you gotta protect myself because I'm not gonna be your punching bag. I'm not gonna be your scapegoat. No, absolutely not. So I had to learn that, okay, well, and it took some time, but okay, so this is what you're not gonna do. Because if you can do it, you just won't do it in my presence.
Yeah.
Because if you can't respect me enough the way I respect you, show you respect, um, then we're done.
Yeah.
And that's what I ended up having to do was cut that off. And I mean, we're okay now, but like we're not like close. I mean, I don't think we were ever super close, but you know, there's boundaries and there's just things that I ain't gone. And I just feel like now as people have gotten older, you start to reflect, just like I reflected on how I was accepting of so much unnecessary stuff that maybe today have accepted and reflected that this is how I was and I didn't need to be this way and this is not cool. And I don't know that to be true, but you know, I would hope, you know, we in our 40s. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm dealing with it because we can't, because it's not healthy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not healthy at all. And it's not healthy for the relationship, and it's not healthy for your body
Yeah. Your
to let that
mental
stuff
and
just sit
physical.
like
Yeah.
wasting your body. So no, we're gonna handle it. And if that means that you get mad and you don't want to talk to me, well then our relationship wasn't that important to you in the first place. Because if we can't be friends enough to where I can explain to you how something that you did made me feel and that I don't want you to do it again, and you not, learn how to adjust to that, you don't need to be nobody friend.
Yeah. Yeah. The people I've had blow ups with, we still cool.
Huh?
The people I've had them blow ups with, we're cool. We straight.
Yeah.
One person, it took about a year or two
Mm-hmm.
for them to come around to me because I was set on. I said what I had to say.
Right.
Um.
And I ain't gonna say it no more,
Mm-mm.
girl.
But yeah, I have, like I said, I guess I've gotten better
Mm-hmm.
because I have not had one of them. Ooh, it's been a long time.
What?
Blow up moments.
Okay. No.
I haven't had one in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't had one in my friends, no, or associates. Have I? No.
Girl, I've
It's
had
been
it's
a long
with
time.
friends and family on my end.
Friends and family. Have I had one with a family member? I mean, if I have, I can't remember it. It probably wasn't even nothing worth remembering. I just, because I deal with stuff so differently and it is part of my life. And so
Yeah.
even when we had I've had something, an issue with one of my friends, one of my cousins, but I didn't have the issue. They had the issue.
Mm-hmm.
So I just didn't look at it like that. But it's just like we came together and we talked, and it's just like, let's talk. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move fast it or no, like,
Yeah.
so it's just important to communicate. And that's what I explain to, my family member, like, you got to communicate if you, because that's all it was a miscommunication.
Yeah.
um, and
That's
even if
that.
I'm at fault, I ain't gonna say I was at fault for that because I wasn't, but it's not about pointing fingers, but I wasn't. But still, even if you're not at fault, you still can be in the dark sometimes about things. You know what I'm saying?
About how the other person is feeling if they're not expressing.
Yeah, because they could have totally misread, and I think that's what the situation was. If I can remember, it was just misread the situation,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of just talking to me directly, just went on about your business and assumed, and there was no like arguing or anything, but
Yeah.
but yeah, you definitely, it's important just to talk. I mean, but if you feel like talking to this person is going to end your relationship, and it does, then that person didn't need to be
Wasn't
in your
meant to be
life.
in life anyway.
Mm-hmm. 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 Because I don't, when I think about the qualities that I think of in a relationship with me, whether it's a friendship or not, or romantical or whatever, like accountability and consideration is super important to me.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't consider me, like I mean, you don't care. And if you can't take accountability for your mess, I don't want to parse of that either. Because that just means that you're going to do whatever you want to do, whether it's to me or in a situation that's going to affect me, and not care about how, just thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
where that's where
Now,
I'm at with it.
again, cousins, have y'all been that friend that is just a support friend? Do you get support from your friends? Or have you been in a situation where you've been the supportive person, but you don't get the support in return from family or friends? How do
Mm-hmm.
you handle that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you just internalize it and then blow up like a ticking time bomb? Or what techniques do you use to make sure that you don't do that? Drop them in the comments,
and
whatever.
and
And
and are
share.
you are you the one that's left out?
Yeah.
Like, you just done sent your friend, we're just gonna use monetary gain for this for a moment. You know, since your friend like $2,000 in the last month or so. And first of all, why they out anyway and they broke, but that's a whole other situation. I'm not saying people can't pay for them, but
yeah.
But then, you know, you look up and they doing this, that, and the third, and they don't ever contact you for the fun part of having friends. Like, dude, like, come on. Yeah, no.
Yep.
How do you feel about that if that's happening to you? How do you handle it?
Yeah.
Is that a make or break situation for you? Like, we need to know. So we're gonna get on out. We're gonna scoot. So y'all know the drill. Please follow. Make sure you like this video. If you have any responses, feedback, drop them in the comments. Turn on your notifications. We post every Wednesday at 10 a.m. And that's that. You can find us here and on Spotify. And boom.
Yep. And then make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.